Hi, I'm Jane Garibay, State Representative for the 60th Districts, and welcome to On the Porch today. We have a special guest, Adam Gutchin, who is President and CEO of the Windsor Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Adam.
Hi, Jane.
How are
Thanks
you
for
doing
having me.
today?
What's that?
How are you doing today?
I am doing pretty good so far.
That's great. Um, I'm so excited to have you today. There's things going on, even with COVID, things are different, but I know the Chamber's still doing great work. And I was interested because I saw that your women's group is going to start up again.
Yep. Well, as you surely know, and as people watching know, this year has been a year of pivoting and trying to figure out what to do next. And are these changes that we're making right now, are how many of them are going to go back to normal? How many of them are permanent? And how can we bring our creative faculties to bear on keeping our community together when we can't be together physically? We've been doing so much differently this year, and now hopefully it looks like there might be a sun on the horizon if what we've been hearing about vaccines and their distribution is true. But so now we're at a point where we are working on how we build our community and maintain the connections that we've always maintained, and figure out how do we help our businesses and how do we help our community move forward into the new normal.
Right.
And you mentioned our Windsor Women in Business group, and that's a great example because that's something that we had started, I want to say, not long before the pandemic started. It was sometime in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a need that we had recognized. We'd been approached by women business owners and women in business asking about if we could get behind a group like this. And it started out as getting together at a person's place of business. That person would give a presentation, talk about what they do, some challenges that they faced, and how our women could help each other. I kind of either don't attend or I sit in back quietly with my hand down. But we can't do that anymore. We had, as the pandemic progressed, started meeting outdoors. We had used
At
Washington
Washington
Park.
Park, yeah.
Yep, and that was beautiful. But can't do that anymore with winter coming. So sometimes, in order to see clearly, you need to take a little bit of a break. And uh, one thing that we've learned this year is that people can't spend all day and all night on Zoom meetings like we're doing right now. We have to be creative and figure out ways that can bring people together that are engaging. And so we're taking the rest of the year off. And in January, Windsor Women in Business is going to come back bigger and better and more creative than ever. We have a group of women who are a steering committee who are going to be working on goals, focus, what kind of leadership development activities can they put on. This is something that's for women, by women, and about raising up women. And as a man, I'm just kind of sitting back and enjoying the work that women are doing for me, as always.
Haven't you found, though, that in some groups, I'm finding there's much more participation because of Zoom?
Yes,
Not the same, but
you can get, I have run and chaired and convened a lot of meetings in the past couple years, and it is easier to get people to come to a Zoom meeting than it is, say, to get them to come to a town hall meeting or a committee meeting that involves, a 10-minute drive. You're in your home, you're comfy, you have your refrigerator, your snacks. I have my snacks, but they're out of arm's reach right now. That's how I control myself. And so in one sense, there's a lot more participation, but keeping everyone coming back, keeping people involved and engaged is just as important as getting them in the door. So I'm really pleased at how Zoom has gotten people in the
right.
door. It's what do we do next to keep people coming back, make them feel valued, and make sure that their energies are being harnessed that people offer to us. We want to accept and say yes.
Right. And there was news out this morning about a possible vaccine by the end of December. And so then, everything's still very iffy, but it gives hope that soon they'll start, distributing it. And so when we talk about small business, I know First Town and the Chamber are working for this coming a week from tomorrow for Small Business Saturday. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have a lot going on between the women's group, Small Business Saturday, and some other events that we're doing that are both ongoing and that are and some things that are once a year, but are really come at an opportune time given where we are with our economy and our recovery. Small Business Saturday, as you know, Jane, is something that we do every year as part of a national Shop Small program. You know how there's Black Friday after
Yep.
Thanksgiving, where people go to the big box stores to uh, buy their holiday gifts. We have our counter programming to that with the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. And we really encourage people, especially in a time like this, to spend your gift dollars locally here in your own community, keep that money here in Windsor, and find interesting gifts that you may not have even been aware that Windsor has to offer at some of our retailers. So if you check now, Jane, maybe you can uh, prevent me from saying something wrong. Is the Windsor Journal next week going to have our listing and map?
Yes, with all the
Right.
business names in it.
Yep. So check out your Windsor Journal next week. And you can also go to windsorcc.org, if I may shamelessly plug our website, and see all the businesses that are participating. And this is, as I said, more important than ever this year because winter is coming. We're in the red zone. We have good news about a vaccine, but I think one of the things we've learned this year is don't count your chickens or don't
You have
count
to
your
be
vaccines
patient.
before they're injected. Yep, we have to distribute it. It has to be approved and then distributed.
Right.
And where we are in the economy right now is in a very precarious place because if you look at Windsor, there have not been a lot of business closures.
I'm
Businesses are
knocking wood,
surviving.
Adam. I'm knocking wood.
Yeah, businesses are surviving, but that's not guaranteed to continue,
Right.
especially because there was a lot of federal money that went into the economy in the spring and summer that is not being renewed, as far as we know. And the hours are getting darker. Restaurants are less able to do their outdoor seating. With being in the red zone, we're going back to those phase 2 restrictions on retail, so it's harder. People are less willing to go out and shop. Um, so while we're helping people kind of get used to that new normal, how do we diversify our offerings so that we can be more online? We still want to bring people together in person. And so being able to support our small businesses in Windsor, especially through the winter, is going to make a huge difference. And if I can plug 2 other things real quick, the day after Small Business Saturday is an event
Mhm.
called Artist Sunday, which is the first year that we're doing this in Windsor. And I was so excited when I heard about it. And then I got even more excited when I kind of took stock and went down the inventory, how many artists and art related businesses we have in Windsor. Right now, we have 11 either artists or businesses signed up for Artist Sunday. And to see them, you can either, again, go to windsorcc.org. There's also a national website for this event, artistsunday.com. And so we have like some of our local businesses, House of Books and Games, Blue Dragonfly. They have a lot of local artists' wares to offer that
Right.
you may not even have known about. You and You, Fiber Arts, who I
Mhm.
share a parking lot with, they're going to be open that day with local artists' wares as well. The Paladin Brush Club and the Art Center are having events, but then we also have maybe a half dozen or more other independent artists who unfortunately won't be able to have a physical presence that day because of where we are, but we're encouraging people to visit their website, check out what you might be able to buy for decoration or as a unique way to express your personality. There's so much talent in this town.
Right,
We
right,
love being able to
absolutely.
support it.
That's awesome. We do have a lot of artists and creative people in Windsor. So it's really nice that they will be highlighted. And yes, we have to support our small businesses. I've heard from quite a few people this year that they're not going to do their normal gift giving, but they will do local purchasing. I know the Blue Dragonfly, if you call them, they'll walk you through a virtual tour of the items and you can pick and choose what you want to purchase, which is a great service.
Yep. Well,
Um, and we
that's what we mean when we talk about pivoting. And that's an
keeping it
example of
creative.
something I don't expect that's going to go away. You know, sometimes history is like a drop of food coloring in a glass of water. When the event is over, it's not like you can get that food coloring out. We're tinted, and we're going to be
Right.
tinted after this. And there's going to be so many things that we've learned and opportunities to bring into a healthy non-pandemic economy in changes in how we do business.
Right.
So
Maybe we'll
actually,
learn some things too, and it'll be a mixture of what we used to do and some of the new things that we've learned
yep,
as businesses.
yeah. One of the things the chamber has been doing, you've been a guest at some of these. We have a virtual roundtable, and we do it on the first and third Mondays of the month. Also, visit windsorcc.org to participate. Oh, the train's going by. And it's such a funny thing because half of it is talking about how we're all adapting, how we're feeling. It's a little bit of a support group,
Right.
helping businesses, helping each other just get through this. And I call it the Windsor way. We're only going to get through this together. Unfortunately, we're good at that here. Um, on this coming Monday, the 23rd, I want to say, yeah, the 23rd, we have a very talented social media person named John Clay, who's a chamber member who's worked with us before. He's going to be doing a presentation on marketing in the new normal.
Nice.
Um, and because we've been seeing so many changes in how we reach people, how we maintain relationships with customers when we don't get to see them as often as we used to. And
It's become more important.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so we're really going to be looking at what what changes are permanent and how we can all get stronger going
Right.
into
Is
next year.
the second Monday new? I mean, the Wednesday, because I only knew about the
Yes, that
Monday.
isn't, that is new. This
Okay.
isn't, you know, I was talking about Zoom meetings and oversaturation before. That
Mhm.
used to be a weekly event. And it's when we started in February, March, April, people really needed that weekly lifeline.
Right.
Now we're a little more used to it. We're a little more resilient. And so we've gone to a twice a month because we don't want to waste people's time, try their patience. I try to just,
You fit the need that's being right asked. So that's awesome. And I love the positivity. We have to try to stay positive and work through this. And as you say, it's all of us working together and neighbors helping neighbors. I've seen more acts of kindness, and hopefully that's one of those good things that stays with us. Not that there wasn't before, but there's just been much more um, of it. So is there anything else you'd like to tell us about that the chamber's doing or,
yeah, just one more thing. Getting to how we support our small businesses through the winter time. We have one more program, and it's very simple. We're calling it the Small Business of the Week. And every week, if you look in your Windsor Journal, if you go to the chamber website, windsorcc.org, or you go and subscribe to the What's Going On in Windsor newsletter, you will get a notification as to who this week's small business is. And it's a very simple concept. We're just asking people, when you see who that business is, just make a point that week to, if it's a restaurant, order takeout, get a gift certificate. If it's a retailer, drop by or go to their website. Just do something to show your support as we go through to the other side of this winter. And this week's business of the week is Siam Corner. my favorite Thai restaurant, and I love being able to support them. But every week, check out your Windsor Journal or your newsletter.
Right. We're very fortunate to have quite a few good restaurants in Windsor Center right now. It's taken years to build up, so please, I agree, everybody go out and support these small businesses and restaurants.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Adam. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for
Um,
having me.
I want to thank everybody who's been here with us today. If you have any questions, you can reach Adam at the chamber at 860-688-5165, or you can email him. Go to the website, windsorcc.org. So thank you to Win TV. Thank you, Howard, and we'll see you again next week.